Soccer World Fan TV here. Yes, we are here. We are finally here as we finally have seen a win from Arsenal against one of the more prestigious sides, Chelsea. Mate, tell me how you feel. Just tell me your emotions right now after such a long time of not obtaining a win. Surely now it's like a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, I'm really happy because for the past few weeks we've been just complaining about the players and their attitudes and like them never showing fight. But I feel like for today's game, they all showed fight. They all seemed like they wanted to win this game. And I don't know what it is. Maybe they were like got inspired during Christmas or whatever it is, but it looked like a completely different team from what we've been watching for the past few months actually. I was really impressed by the players and like the team that Arteta fielded today, it wasn't the strongest team like we have. When we first saw the lineups, I gotta admit I was a little bit scared because we were playing a lot of youngsters and a lot of people like even on the bench we didn't have like those hard hitters, but I was really happy today with today's result and the players.
Mm-hmm. And what a way to do it as well with some of these goals. First of all, of course, the Lacazette, he did score a penalty. I think a big boost in the beginning, but then with Xhaka's screamer in the free kick position, of course, Saka. I don't know if you would say he meant it or not, but that was also a mad goal as well.
Mhm. Yeah, of course, like the goals, like I think the first goal really gave us a lot of confidence because like in the past few weeks like we've been struggling to score, struggling to get things to fall our way, like we've been complaining about not getting the right opportunities. But you saw early on in the we got the penalty, Reece James, like I know some people are going to say it was a soft challenge, but at the end of the day he did make contact and it was a penalty. And Lacazette scored, and you could see how much it means to him and the players because Lacazette hasn't scored in a long time too. So I bet you that was a huge boost for him and his confidence. And like we just went on to play the game like pressing. We're like, okay, now we can score. Now the Chelsea players are a bit vulnerable. We know can find loopholes in their defense, and we did that. I really think like we just like we're able to understand the game a lot more because in the past few weeks we've been kind of struggling to break down teams, although having a lot of possession with the ball, but we never made something. Today we actually made something. We moved the ball quickly, created opportunities. Like, sure, the first two goals were on set pieces, but they all count. You get yourself into a position to earn that sort of set piece. The Xhaka free kick, I know I had called it. I knew that was a perfect position. If he was gonna score, I knew it would be from that spot because we've seen it in the past. He knows how to take a free kick, but it, like I'm really happy. Like even the Saka goal, like maybe you could say that it wasn't meant to, like it wasn't a shot on target, but that's what I was talking about before. We needed a bit of luck. We needed a bit of like something to just change our fortunes going forward. So yeah, great result.
And of course, there was some late drama at the end. Obviously, with of course Tammy Abraham's goal, which was quite quickly, it was quite tight and everything with the offside call and everything, but it was onside. And of course, they could have scored another penalty at the last minute, but Leno came in big and strong and made a huge save, which could have made more pressure later on into the game because it was 5 minutes of added time and everything. But do you think it was kind of like a little bit of just like, we could have got a clean sheet as well and would have tipped up the perfect result coming back? Or you wouldn't really care and just say, you know what, we just need the win?
At this point, like in at our spot in the table, like I don't care if it's we could concede in like two. We could have the game could have ended 3-2, and I'd still be over the moon because like at the end of the day, a clean sheet doesn't guarantee you any extra points or like doesn't really do much at the end of the day. But I thought it was like how I talked about confidence with Arsenal. Like it almost seemed like Arsenal gained confidence and Chelsea lost a lot of confidence for this game. Like even after they scored the first goal, like they scored it very late on, and I don't understand why they didn't put that sort of pressure like straight out of halftime. Like Arsenal were still dominating well into the second half. It was only in that last like 10, 15 minutes that Chelsea started to put a lot of pressure on.
Hmm.
And I think this Chelsea team, like I worry for them because I think they are lacking a lot of confidence now, with especially Timo Werner not performing, Kai Havertz not performing, even Ziyech him being injured. Like that's gonna do whole like it's gonna really hurt them. And I don't see in that team who they can rely on to like get goals here, like when you need them. Other like Tammy Abraham, like they didn't give him the service he really needed today. And
Hmm.
yeah, so I think it's just a lack of confidence. Like the Premier League is such an interesting league because when you have a slip up or lose confidence, though the results can change. Like you could win today against Chelsea, but I'm scared against the weekend because we could go and lose against Brighton. That's how it is, and that's what confidence does for you in this game. But huge result, huge result.
And I want to talk about the opposition as well. We talk about Chelsea and everything. They were hyped it up to be title contenders and everything. But with this result in mind, and would you really consider them now as title contenders? And what is your opinion on Frank Lampard at the moment right now? Because there's been a lot of mixed results coming from them. It's maybe especially this time around where they're not getting the results that they do need now. So what are your thoughts on both those statements?
I think Chelsea, like they were always going to be a project. I don't think anyone ever expected them to come in and win the league. Like especially when you're going out, like yes, 250 million is a lot, but then you look at the other teams and the amount that they've had to spend to get to the places they are. Like Chelsea, they spend a lot of money on their forwards, like Ziyech, Havertz, Werner. Obviously, that hasn't worked out. Like even I think their defense needs a really big upgrade. Their midfield also needs a bit of an upgrade. Like Edouard Mendy is good and all, but like maybe their backups. Like who do they have to bring off the bench today? They don't really have those hard hitters. Like for example, you look at a Man City or a Liverpool. They don't have those kind of players bring in. I think Lampard. I honestly, like I told you in the last game that I gave a reaction where I don't believe in this whole mindset where sacking a manager so quickly is a good thing for the club. Like I don't really know how a new manager is going to come in and change the fortunes of this Chelsea team when they clearly don't have enough squad depth to go on and win the league. Like I think they have a good enough team to get into that Champions League spot, but I don't see them winning the league or even going far in the Champions League. And yeah, like I feel bad for them now too. Like they're low on confidence, and I just don't know where they're gonna end up. Like I think they're gonna end up maybe in like a Europa League spot or maybe in that last Champions League spot. But yeah, they are a work in progress, and I don't think anyone should expect them to be like title contenders straight off the bat. It takes time to adjust, especially for new players. Like people will jump on Werner's back and Havertz's back, or like Ziyech, and say, "Oh, they're not worth the money" and stuff like that. But people like it takes a lot of time to adjust, especially when you're coming from the Bundesliga, where like you're playing for some of the best teams in the league, and now you're coming to the Premier League where almost every team is really good. So
Hmm.
yeah,
And one final thing as well, Arteta, man. We've seen before that, I think the last time we did like a kind of a reaction to the game and everything, of course, he did end up with the loss and everything. However, Arteta did win the game. So do you think this is, of course, the catalyst for him to push on and push forward for this team and everything to get the best results that he can? And especially how the January transfer window is coming up as well. Get reinforcements to make the squad as best as he could. So then for next season as well, it could be way better than this and more, I guess, more, what is it? He can steer the ship a bit better.
I think like I honestly I don't want to say it too early or say like, oh, this was the results that's going to change our fortune, or like this is the game that's a turning point. I think this is just a good result which he can use as an example in terms of motivating his team. Like you look at the team today and you look at Martinelli, you look at Saka, Emil Smith Rowe, they all played really, really well. And I think this is something that he can go on and push to his kind of bigger names. Say like tell William, like be careful, like work harder for your spot because I have these kind of younger kids who are ready to take your spot. Even Nicola Pepe today, when he came on, he didn't really do much, and like there's a reason why Arteta started Saka, Martinelli, Emil Smith Rowe over those guys. I think it's a great result that he can use as an example to kind of motivate the team and inspire them. Like, see, we were able to do this against a team that people completely wrote us off, right? So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much once again for giving your thoughts and reactions. It was a long time coming as well to get the win, but mate, you enjoy your win, and hopefully maybe Arsenal will turn a new leaf and everything, and surprise the Premier League as well, because at the end of the day, the Premier League is full of surprises. We've seen way weirder stuff before in the Premier League, especially this season as well, so we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
And guys, go on.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, to all Arsenal fans out there, like, just be a little bit careful. Like, take every game at a time. Like, the Premier League is a hard league to play in. So.
And yeah, so guys, if you like his opinions and everything, please give a like on the video, and of course share this video, and try to comment some nice things as well. Well, we know why as well, but yeah, that was a funny moment though, I do have to say. And of course, subscribe to the Soccer World channel, where we will have more and more content like this coming up for you as well. So thank you guys for keeping supporting us throughout this year as well. And yeah, 2021 is going to be a big year. We'll see how it favors us as well. So yeah, as always, y'all take care and peace.